Lonely Dr. Whooves, Chapter 14. Army on the Ready. The doctor was surprised at himself. It had been ages since he had hit someone, but the rage had taken him over there for a moment. The second he had seen that stallion hit Moonlily, he had almost lost control over himself. The moment that stallion had hit him, the dam had been breached. To his further astonishment, Moonlily's troops were more than capable. It had not taken them 10 minutes since he had knocked down Freeway, and these inquisitors were already restrained. No casualties on either side, just some bruises here and there. The doctor approached Moonlily, who stood near a bundle of ropes that were Freeway and 2 of his stallions. "Do you really think you're going to get away with this, Moonlily? This is foolish!" "You don't know the half of it, Freeway," Moonlily stated, her tone much calmer than she felt. "If I may interrupt you two, I think I have to steal Moonlily away for a moment." Without waiting for a response, the doctor dragged Moonlily out of earshot of their captives. Her expression showed him that she was not pleased with being dragged by her mane. Spitting it out, he began talking, ignoring her look of protest. "Dear Moonlily, I have committed a crime I would never have if I was in full control of my emotions right now. First of all, my name is the Doctor. Before you ask, it's just the Doctor. I'm quite tired of the question, Doctor Who. Okay, next thing. My crime was to save you. It was supposed to be a fixed event in time that shall never be interfered with. Usually, being named Time Reapers would be here now trying to fix my mistake by devouring everything. The fact they are not here, trying to devour everything, only leaves one conclusion. They can't come here since the timelines have been split. Yes, I'm a time traveler, and I am serious. Let me explain. Your professor was one of my kin, and she also was a time traveler. She died from a rare poison that kills only my kin. The injuries she had sustained didn't help her either." At that he put a comforting hoof on her shoulder as she let her head hang. "I can also assume that everything will fix itself once I have dealt with the threat to your world." There is a threat to this world?" "Yes, there is, and your professor got me here to deal with it. It was very rude of her to bring me here without asking, but that's not the point here." Moonlily looked up into his eyes. In these deep pools of blue she could only see one thing, and that was sincerity. Her adopted mother had told her to trust this stallion completely and to keep him safe. She had also told her to help him in any way she could. Suddenly standing at attention, she threw him a salute. "I don't really know what you're talking about, and I still mourn for the professor," she said as tears started to run down her cheeks. "But the professor told me to help you in any way I can. That is why, from here on out, until this crisis is resolved, my own and I am sure my sister's unit as well stand under your command." The doctor sighed. He didn't like all the saluting back home, nor did he like it here. "Please, put your hoof down. I might need you in the near future. Most likely will I come and keep you to your word a few moments after I have left. Time travel is just funny that way. Do you understand what I am saying?" Moonlily put her hoof to the ground and nodded. She would have much to prepare for. The doctor turned back to the tent he had emerged from earlier, just to find the 2 mares inside still arguing. "So he will turn into an alicorn? You never mentioned anything about that, Poco." "Well, sorry. I was forbidden to tell you. Be glad I repaired you and gave you that form." "My ladies, did I hear you right there? I'm turning into an alicorn?" the doctor asked, a little shocked. Even so, he still looked around to leave a message for Octavia. All his meetings with Luna in the past had indicated that she would meet her, and he needed to make sure he could locate her. "Doctor, I'm sorry, but yes, you will turn, as soon as you have absorbed all the regeneration energy." "Well, okay, that makes sense, in some strange way. The Time Lords here are all alicorns, so now that I have regeneration energy from this universe, it is only natural that I will turn. But more importantly, how do you become a pony?" "Poco here has repaired my chameleon circuit, and did a part that is unique to this universe. It enables me to turn into a pony." "How can I get into the control room, then?" The child smiled and took position in front of the doctor. Oh, I like this part. Suddenly the TARDIS's jaw dropped to the ground, while the upper portion of her muzzle extended upwards. When this grotesque display ended, the Doctor saw something impossible. There, where the TARDIS's teeth should have been, the doors to his blue box appeared. "Will you get inside or not? It's quite uncomfortable to hold the entrance open," the TARDIS said, tearing up a bit. Reluctantly, he stepped through her gaping maw into the completely regenerated control room. The desktop scene had changed once again, but he didn't care. The TARDIS console was not around anymore. Instead, it had been spread out with a seat in front of each control panel. This control room looked like a TARDIS made for war. There were controls for more than the usual 6 pilots. He could make out a tactical station with a detailed map of the surroundings, and each and every life sign in it. They were color-coded, green, yellow, and red. Dots danced about the screen that held a map of the camp he was in. Behind him he could hear how the TARDIS closed her mouth again, but he didn't care. He was crying. His TARDIS had been mutilated. She had never been a warship. He would need all this to get through this, if the worst came to pass, though. Even so, he did not like it. Swearing to himself that he would personally revert his TARDIS to how she had been before, once this all was over, he spoke up. "Old girl, do you hear me?" "Yes, Doctor, I can hear you perfectly. Even so, I would ask you not to scream. It kind of hurts when you scream in my head." "Sorry, but we have a lot to discuss." "Are you angry? Don't get emotional. You know what happens when you get emotional." The Doctor wasn't listening. Instead, he studied one of the readouts on a console. A controlled space-time event had just happened, just a few months in the future. Running about between the consoles, he set the TARDIS's course for that specific point in time and space. If he was not mistaken, he had just located Octavia. Okay, every pony, I'm very, 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 very sorry this took so long. I actually had this written for over 2 weeks now, along with the next chapter, but I just had no time to record it. Or I sat down and then I saw, oh my god, there is another chapter of that and that, which I also have on my channel, and then I totally forgot about this one. If I don't bring at least 2 chapters a month, then damn it. But kick me so I bring out a new chapter, okay? Until this is finished, because I sometimes simply forget it. Okay, that said, sincerely yours, Visual Pony.